the one thing that we brought up was the election and the fact that we don't know what's going to happen. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know what's going to happen. When you look at the polls, they all seem to know exactly what's going to happen.
You said you were clairvoyant.
I told you I wasn't clairvoyant. Jared. I just said that
I thought that
statistics
was
tell me.
sarcastic.
Well, part of it was. You just have to figure out which part.
I got to change my whole investment portfolio now.
Yeah, well, 2 days out of 3, the market is up. That's what I was telling you earlier on in the show.
All right. Well, so.
So I'm also clairvoyant in this point. Let me tell you what it is. No matter what the polls might say, 2016, night before the election, a website that I like to look at called Predict It. It's kind of a gambling website. I don't gamble, but I do go and see who is gambling and how much money they're putting on the winner. Folks don't like to. Folks might be tied to their politics, but they're also more tied to their money.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume that we can go and look at this website and kind of get a feel for who people are putting their money on to win the election. Night before the election, 2016, 82% probability Hillary Clinton was going to win based on this website, predictit.com. What happened? She didn't win. Well, I can tell you this. 90 days before, 3 months before the election, if you had looked at the performance of the S&P 500, you would have seen by that point it was down almost 2.5%. The way this works, when the market is down, the party in power generally does not win. You go back 50 years, 80% of the time, that is correct.
When the market's down during what period?
3 months prior to the election.
Okay.
So if you go back, party in power
loses
power if the market is down.
Right.
If the market is up, the party in power generally tends to win. So what does that mean right now? I've been watching this closely and talk about it almost every show. I look back since August 3rd, which would mark 3 months by the time we get there before the election. The market is up 2.7% according to the S&P. If you look at the Dow, it's up 4.55%. If you look at the NASDAQ, it is up 3.88%, which I don't care what the polls tell you. If you just want a pretty reliable forecasting measure, the market tells us that right now Trump has a pretty good chance of winning the election based on something that's pretty reliable. Now,
a good track record.
if you would have talked to me Wednesday or Thursday of last week, I would have told you just the opposite. The market it's the only time it's dipped negative for those 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday of last week. And now it has reverted back to positive. So I would still tell you anything can happen, but if you look at that, it can give you a little more solace in what the market's saying.
We obviously have an entire month left, too, where things
that is
can
true.
change.
One thing I will tell you, and I read it a little more closely, we had obviously a dumpster fire of a debate this past week, right? So that was Tuesday. Wednesday morning, I get up and I see that futures are negative. I would think that was a negative for Trump, right? The market finished up 0.83% on Wednesday. In my opinion, the market really didn't say that Biden, or that Biden beat Trump in that debate.
From a market perspective.
Yes.
Right. Strictly
market. You could sit and listen to two people talk over themselves all the time. Right. It wasn't very entertaining. It wasn't very fun. But at the same time, I think that it's worth noting what the market, who's been right more often than wrong, way more often than wrong, said the day after the election. That's not. There might be somebody right now that has already beaten their radio into oblivion over my saying this. But I'm just pointing out the facts, folks. Yep. It's this is not my opinion. This is what the market did the day after the debate.
Historical trends.
Yep.